Hello everyone and welcome back to Lords of the Fallen. So this is a very fun, high stakes for the host invasion. I have invaded the world of a randomizer Iron Man with dense enemy, and withered healing. And I will explain all of that. But for first up, for the withered healing, instead of normal, where in outside of Umbral you get all of your health back, in an Umbral you get 50% wither of your total healing as withered health, where you have to strike your opponent with not wither damage in order to heal it off. In the withered healing version, 100% of all healing is withered health. So you have to confirm all of your healing with hits with non-wither damage, which is great, not trivial. It is. It really raises the stakes, and any mistake is absolutely compounded, and chip damage is a lot harder to deal with, because like all that graveyard fog stuff is real damage that needs to get healed off, and there the ice puncturing hail did a lot of work. And there I kind of just ran up and waved like a jerk because I forgot that we were in Umbral, because I fought this guy before and he absolutely wrecked me with that crossbow, because crossbows can outrange the lock-on of magic. So basically he can shoot me and confirm hits further away than I can with my current setup, because I don't have any spells. Actually, I probably could have put on Latimer's Javelin, and that would have been able to allow me to like hurl that and outside of the lock-on range for puncturing hail. So basically, this is going to be a match of patience, because, like I said, any mistake, you not only do you have to successfully heal without getting hurt. In order to get real health back, you have to confirm with hits with non-wither damage. So it is incredibly difficult, especially with how obscure the poise system is in Lords, where if you have heavy armor and a big sword, sometimes you can just like walk into stuff and just power through things. It's like colossal sword and colossal weapon hyper armor in Elden Ring, except clear way to there's no clear way to break the poise. And this particular host is using the twisted bolts, which deal holy damage over an AoE. I do not think that they're not using Dervla's crossbow or the Huntsman's crossbow, because I'm not getting any burn buildup. Oh yeah, and I should say, so the stakes for an Iron Man are that the world gets reset. So it's not, your character doesn't get deleted, you get to keep all of your inventory, and Lords and Iron Man, according to the in-game settings, is that world progress is reset. And considering that we're in the Manse of the Hallowed Brothers, he is pretty far into this. Whether or not it was like a blitz to the Manse, which still is quite brave, but the Manse has like three, yeah, it's like, I think it's three. Oh darn it! I want to call them pillars, but the beacons. There we go. It's three beacons in. The only two after Manse are Tancred's beacon and Judge Cleric's beacon. And depending on how far you are into the Manse, there could be a lot of shortcuts available. So they could be very much getting ready to go to Tancred's Tower or the Empyrean, and opting into invasions with an Iron Man on is that's brave, and I applaud the host for that. So, like I said, I know there's a good amount of waiting, but there's a whole lot to explain. Like that, and dense enemies means there's just more enemies and enemy randomizer. As you can see, there's an ice dog here, and ice dogs are not normally in the Mance of the Howl are in the Mance of the Howlwood Brothers. And one of the things, like at this point, because we are in Umbral, and because they have the hyper armor and better range, and we can only heal off of confirmed hits. I am absolutely relying on the Scarlet Shadow with that because every pixel that Dread meter moves, the closer I get to a kill condition and victory. And I do not want them to be in there around corners because I need to be able to see them whether or not they have their crossbow up and whether or not I need to duck for cover, run, or try and use graveyard fog and puncturing hail to keep them off of enemies like here. The bell guy is very big, and this person is very clearly like they know what they're doing. They're good at the game. The bell guy, even with these settings, is probably not a huge threat. However, me throwing puncturing hail at them and graveyard fog while there's a bell guy who can actually just break your poise and crush you is it's a lot, so I don't blame them for being cautious. Again, with Withered Healing, they can heal off of the bell guy. I can't. However, the bell guy absolutely can just like plaster them into a wall, and he's got a ton of health. So I'm going to stick around my friend. Now here, the Umbral Eye is actually really useful. Granted, it may not they might take some damage from it, but here I'm being incredibly careful because if they're on the roof, they can plunging attack down. So I'm concerned whether or not they're going to plunging attack Bell Guy, so I'm keeping up Graveyard Fog around to see it to make sure if they do decide to plunge attack Bell Guy, which they don't want to risk the health, that they aren't able to capitalize that much, or if they plunging attack me, I'm probably just straight dead from this health, whether or not it even if it doesn't kill me, which can, looking at their big sword, it probably would. It would definitely do enough damage, and I would have to reset my withered health and try and again confirm healing off of hits. So this is absolutely a match of patience. Again, keep watching that dread meter because every like you don't have to watch that closely, but I will say like every step closer to the Scarlet Shadow is a step closer to me having a huge advantage. And another really key thing is they switched off of their crossbow. And, they're probably out of bolts 100%. And as I said in previous videos, you can't passively regenerate ammo. And if they don't have the Umbral Eye, which, again, the Withered Health Umbral Eye would be really risky in this one. But if they don't have that Umbral Eye, they're just straight out of ammo. And now they have to fight me. And now they have to fight me with spells. So things are on a much more even playing field because those twisted bolts off the crossbow shots, where you can just like manually aim and like shoot for corners, way more dangerous than magic in this particular situation. So it is. It's crazy. Now here, I'm about to take some chip, I think, because of, I think, something through the wall. I think one of the swords just, like, somehow manages to get, like, stuck in the wall, I think, and one of, like, the lingering hitboxes, and I don't see it, so that eats my health a little bit. But, like, right now, I can just keep spamming Graveyard Fog because of the magic regen and my shield, and puncturing hail again just to... Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened. I think some type of magic must have just gotten stuck in the wall. So I just step back, concede the ground, heal up, and push with Bell Guy. Because again, Graveyard Fog, when it's only withered healing, is real good. And I don't want to go up there specifically because of the hyper armor on Colossals, I will just lose the trade. Um, so, and I do not want to, and especially because I'm on an Umbral build, most of my damage is wither damage, so I just straight lose the trading match. So I've got to be patient. I've got to be a jerk. It is 100% how I win is not and is not playing nice. So I was originally doing this build, like I was taking a little bit of a break from using Final Whisper on this build, which is a fun weapon. However, fist weapons are really tough to connect hits with, but poison is great. And as you can see, the Scarlet Shadow has appeared. However, just to finish that thought, I'm using Elian the Starved Sword because I wanted to test it out on this Umbral setup. It's great. I love it, especially with poison weapon. It has really good reach and pretty good damage. So now back to the Scarlet Shadow. If you stand next to a vestige, the Scarlet Shadow goes away. And by goes away, it goes into hiding. Like the meter is still 100% there. And as you can see, the eye opens up as soon as he steps away from that vestige. So the host is stuck right there. He cannot leave the area of that vestige, or the Scarlet Shadow will be on top of him and will completely ruin his day, because that thing is, you don't mess with it normally. And if you have an invader in your world, it makes it absolutely much worse. So here I know that I can just kind of throw spells, especially with the good tracking on Puncturing Hail. It makes it incredibly hard to dodge, and Puncturing Hail gets off a little bit faster. So I have a huge, absolutely tremendous advantage. And I'm actually able to step in a little bit closer and throw out some umbral lumps. And knowing how little health the host has, I have a absolutely brilliant idea, because all I need to do is just confirm that last little bit of damage without getting hit. So I change over to the Corrupted Banner Javelins. Huck one in. The host doesn't realize, I think, that I changed over to the Corrupted Banners, takes one step in, melts, and I win the invasion. What a crazy test of patience. I hope you all enjoyed that. I've got more fun stuff coming along the way. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your time and all the recent stuff. I didn't think that I would be able to chat about that in full detail for the full time, but I guess so. Have an amazing day, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!